Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my tutorial on how to get to Forgotten Grotto. And this is the second of the two hidden worlds that come with the base game, and as the time of this recording there are two more hidden worlds, but they come with one Get to Work, that's the 6am, the planet of 6am, and the other one came with Outdoor Retreat, which is the Hermit's Hideaway. I plan to do tutorials on that, but that will be coming in the future. And in the meantime, I did do a tutorial on how to get to Sylvan Glade, which is the other base game hidden world, in an earlier tutorial, which I will try and link here, and it will definitely be linked down below. Now, to start with, to be able to get to the Forgotten Grotto, there are two locations to be able to get into it. One of which is at the back of the Oasis Spring Park, in like the neighborhood of the Oasis Spring Park at the back left-hand corner, which I'll show you in a moment. And the other one is if you go to the Landgrab Mansion or the house across from it. Behind the Landgrab Mansion and down below there is the same mine shaft. It's a second one in the world. And you can go there, and if you open up the one here at Oasis Spring Park, you still have to open up the other one, and you need level 10 handiness to get into that, which I may have mentioned before and I can't remember for sure, but as long as it's opened by someone who had level 10 handiness, anyone can explore to get in there. And once you've explored once and opened it up by exploring, the same sim can go back in again without having to explore again. Now, if we look here, we will see that Leon, who is, these are my sims from an offline challenge called the Nomad challenge that I'm doing, and I use them in my Sylvan Glade tutorial as well as my frog breeding tutorial. He has level 10 of handiness, whereas Tina does not. So we can sort of see how it compares. And neither, of course, does Damien, who is Tina's younger brother, because children can't learn handiness. So Leon, now to get to level 10 handiness, you can, do it by learning the skill in the game, and ways to learn the skill is one is to read the skill books, which of course there's 3, and depending on your level you have to read the respective skill book for your level. 2, you can repair things. 3, you can upgrade things, and 4, you can craft things on the woodworking table. Now, my tip that I do when I'm trying to learn the handiness skill is I start by reading the level 1 skill book, which gets you to level 4 if you read it all the way to there, which you have to keep rereading. It's not like you just sit down and read. In Sims 4 you just have to tell them to read it over and over again until they get to level 4. They will get bored if you keep reading it beyond that level, and they will not learn anymore. You have to move on. So I like to usually get them to at least level 3 or 4 before I start repairing things and upgrading things, because the higher they are, the less likely they're going to pinch a finger or do something like that makes them uncomfortable, and then makes it harder for them to keep working. And another thing to keep in mind is repairing and upgrading and woodworking are not fun activities. So when you're at least woodworking, if you put a radio with them, they can listen to that while they woodwork, and then it helps keep their fun from going down, and will actually indeed build their fun. So let's take a look at where the Mineshaft Entrance is at the back here. And so you go all the way to the back, and this area here at the back is a really popular spot. I often see it suggested as a place to go fishing to catch cowplant berries, and indeed you can catch them there, but I actually find you can catch them pretty much anywhere you can fish, though I think maybe when Sims 4 first came out it was more common to get them back here. But at this point I find you can catch them pretty much anywhere, but you can catch some rare fish back here. You can catch the red-tailed shark. This is one spot that I tend to have a good luck with that, which is one of the rare ones if you're trying to complete the fishing collection, the base game part. And you can also get sturgeon, and you can catch violins back here, which they sell for, I think it's $4.75 a pop. And back here is the mine shaft. So if you look here and you say break open, he has the option to break open. I'm going to hit play because I want him to come back. And for Tina, it says requires handiness skill level 10. And if we look at Damien, you'll get the same message, requires handiness skill level 10. But once Leon has opened it, it will take no time. Anyone can open it, like I said. I'll show you that. And it also, I noticed that what takes a lot of time is getting back here. I do have it on faster speed, so hopefully he'll get back here quicker, but it doesn't take that long for them to actually break it open. So that's kind of a nice thing. There he is, he's back here. Now the other thing that I didn't, so you can learn the skill by, you know, working on it, but you can also just use a cheat to get in the skill. And he has opened it, so I'm just going to pause it briefly, which I will put the cheat down below. Carl Sims 4 guide is one good spot to look for cheats for the game, and there are other ones. And you could also use MCC, or there probably are other mods out there, and it makes it really easy to click on the sim and, you know, give them the skill level that you need. I currently don't have it installed. I take it in and out depending. I was having some problems with my game, doing some troubleshooting, so I took it out and I haven't put it back in. So I can't actually show you that for but if you have it, you probably know how to do it. So if you look here, he has the option to explore, but if I just move over to Tina, so does she, and if I move to Damien, so does he. So as I said, as soon as it's open, anybody can explore with it. So let's hit explore, and I'll show you the pop-ups, but I'll try and cut out the waiting time in the middle, but I'll be back when he gets his first pop-up. So here's the first pop-up. Leon, ever the intrepid explorer, sets out to spelunk the cave. There are two pathways. The narrower of the two is a bit stalactite, but Leon stalagmite fit if he squeezes. Now, you just have to take the wide path. The narrow path will send you back out. And if you send your Sims back out, they get embarrassed, and sometimes they don't want to try again until they lose that embarrassment. But if you have the shameless trait, which you can purchase with aspiration points, they don't get embarrassed and you can just go right back. So exploring the cave, again, no need to try something dangerous. Leon creeps down the main branch and spies through the dim remaining light a switchback headed gradually up and a rickety ladder headed down. So climb the ladder is the one to take. And here's another pop-up. Leon carefully plunges into a black abyss, groping his way along splintery rungs. After a long descent, a faint azure light starts to fill the expanse below. He can step off onto a dim mossy precipice or continue into the blue. Now this one is you want to step onto the ledge. So now at this point you've completed the exploration and you have the option to travel to the grotto or return to the cave entrance. So I'm going to travel to the grotto, and one thing with traveling to the grotto, the same as when you travel to the other hidden worlds, only your sim that you're traveling with can go, but once you get there you have the option to bring the other sims in the household over if you wish to bring them, and I'll show you that when we get to the grotto. So Leon's at the grotto, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Tina and, if it lets me, Damien here. So they're all here, and one thing, so I'll zoom out a little bit so you can take a look. Lots of rocks in the way from the entrance. Lots of rocks everywhere. So here is the grotto, and there is fishing here, and there are two fish in the grotto that you cannot find anywhere else if you only have the base game. The two fish you can catch here are the wolf eel, which requires frogs to catch it, and the bat fish. Now, if you have vampires, you can catch the bat fish for sure in Forgotten Hollow, and I've not really tried for the wolf eel because you have to have frogs when you go fishing, but I wonder whether you might be able to get that, but I haven't actually caught it there. I've definitely caught the bat fish quite often in Forgotten Hollow. And they both are forgotten places, Forgotten Hollow and Forgotten Grotto. And it also, if you're here long enough, there are plants and collectibles that can spawn, which, because they've just got here, I'm not seeing them. But it doesn't take very long for like the little plants to start coming up, but it takes a while before you can actually, you know, harvest them, or not quite so long if you have level 5 of gardening skill. You can take cuttings, but they do need to be big enough to be able to take a cutting. If it's really small, like here, see there's a lily flower, and all you can do is view it. He is level 5 at least of gardening, Yeah, he's 6, so he should be able to take a cutting, but he can't because it's too small. So, and there, you see, there's some things coming up. So there's lots of collectibles here if you wait long enough. And one thing that this site has that the Sylvan Glade does not have is it has a toilet, which is, yay, that's sort of nice for Sims to be able to go to the bathroom. And there's some more things that have come up. Now, similar to Sylvan Glade, this is not editable, but you can edit it if you use the cheat. I'll show you. bb.enablefreebuild. That's the cheat. And you'll see now that it shows that you can select it and doesn't have that anymore. Now, if you want to add the mineshaft to another lot, you can use the cheat again, a different cheat, bb.showhiddenobjects. So I just want to pull that off. And then when you go here on the search bar, which is one thing I really like about Sims 4 is the search. When I go back and play Sims 2 and Sims 3, I've misplaced my Sims 1 discs. I find it hard that you can't search for things, but you know, they all have their good points. I like all of the games. So let me go through here quickly to see. There it is. I just scroll by. So the abandoned mine. So here it is. It is showing opened. I think if you were to place this, I'm actually very sure that if you place this on a lot that is not in here, it is closed and you do have to open it. And I'm going to just get rid of that because we don't need it. And here right beside it was the mysterious tree. That is what you need to get into. And that is not open. So that sort of confirms my thought that it doesn't act the same way as the other. And of course there's fishing holes, all sorts of things in the debug mode. But this is not about debug, it's about the Forgotten Grotto. So I'm going to go back into live mode and check that out. So they don't actually have very much, and I'm not planning on staying here very long. So if you go back here, they're playing, you have the option to go home. But I don't actually want to go home. So if you use the M key to travel, you can just do your normal traveling. And I'm going to go into Oasis Springs. And from this part, I want to actually show you. So here's the Desert Bloom Park. It's my edited one, so I've just said it's with a pool. So this is where we are, where we were to get into the grotto. But where you want to go is over here to the land grab house, or you can go to this house, which it has a name, but the game has moved someone in, so I don't remember what the name is. So we're going to go land grabs, all 3 of us. And I'll be back when we get there. They've arrived safely here. So if you go down to the left, you'll see there's this sort of laneway back here. And as you stay around on the lot, which we haven't been here before, you'll get plants and collectibles spawning here. And this is where you can get a tulip. It's one place to get a tulip. So again, it's the same one and it's not been broken open. So he can come down and break it open, and it's the same thing where the others can't because they aren't high enough. So it's exactly the same, and if you travel here, it'll take you to the same place. And since we haven't traveled from here before, he will need to explore again. But if he was to try and travel from the other spot again, it'll just give you the option to go directly to Forgotten Grotto, and he won't need to explore it. Only people who haven't done the exploration need to do the exploration in the future. Same with how the tree for Sylvan Glade works. So that is going to be the end of this quick look at how to get to Forgotten Grotto, and essentially a little short look at what is there. If you'd like to see how to get to Sylvan Glade, which is the other hidden world in the base game, take a look at my tutorial like I mentioned before. And if you have any suggestions for other tutorials, let me know down below. I am planning on doing tutorials on how to get to the other hidden worlds also. That will be coming shortly to my channel. I usually do them every once in a while, but I've been busy, so I haven't had a chance lately. But I do plan on being back with those tutorials shortly. And the Hermit's Hideaway I'll do with the same family, but the one to get to the 6am, I have a family that has a scientist in it. Makes it easier to show that one, so I'll be using that family. But that is going to be it for this tutorial. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!